Welcome back, MBL fans. Today we have a special video for you guys. Today we're joined by two Furzer Team Jamie for a mid-season interview. For the people who don't know who you guys are, could you please introduce yourself?
That's Jamie. I'm Jamie Boyd. Yeah. We're missing Miller, and then there's obviously Keen, because he's staying quiet and not introducing himself
Jamie,
either.
and then you said you were Jamie White, because that sounds about right. Yeah, we're missing Miller. He's away in like Sweden or something. Is it Sweden?
Okay. Yeah. He's trying to qualify for the fighting game rather than the video game.
Well,
He's such a traitor. I know.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine. We don't need him. Miller's more of a liability than anything anyway.
He always tries to make us lose.
Exactly the same.
His secret agenda is to try and make us lose all our matches.
Yeah. But yeah, we're
make us lose.
We're how many world championships have we had between us? Oh no, I mean obviously not wins, but like invites.
6, I believe. I think has Miller been 3 times? Because it's definitely 6. It might be 7 if he's been 3 times.
It's at least 6 because we've all been to 2 each. No, it might be 7 because he qualified in 16. He just didn't want to go.
So yeah, 7 more championships.
Yeah. So yeah, we count that. So
like yeah, we're pretty VGC literate.
One of the most decorated teams in the MBL fans. So yeah, so you two are
like Cyberbaz and Streamball. I would say are more decorated than us.
That's why I said 1.
So. Yeah. Aaron's got more worlds invites than all of us together.
I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, me and Boy have only been playing since 15.
So definitely not bad. So
15.
So definitely think about it. What do you think of the MBL so far? How do you think you're doing? How do you think others are doing? Anything surprising you so far?
It hasn't been the best for us. We didn't want to be in a situation where we'd broken even after the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, well, like we got to the semi-finals last MBL for people who didn't watch the first season. So
yeah, where we did actually beat Dreamball, despite what everybody seems to remember. Everybody seems to think that they were like some unstoppable force.
But we did beat them in the Swiss, and then we got quite unfortunate in the semi-final. So.
But yeah, this one's been a bit of a. I mean, obviously, like we set the rules and everything, so the mons are a lot different. So we're playing with a lot of things that we're using for the first time. So
yeah, Victini is interesting. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of learning there. We haven't quite got the balance down. Like we still don't know what to do with Victini other than just give it a life orb and V create.
Literally just giving it life orb V create the whole time.
That's near enough what you do with it anyway. So you're not actually far off the mark at least.
I mean, yeah, like it's got a really good special move pool, so I mean we could go in that direction. But like, yeah, V create just seems so tantalizing.
Can't really waste 180 base power, can you? Especially
not when you can boost it with things. Like I used to use Victini back when I did play like singles, and I had a banded one, and it was just like, right, I'm gonna V create now, and then something would die. And it was nice. I have fond memories of Victini, but in doubles, it's just like, okay, what? It's like you don't want to lose your speed, you don't want to lose your defenses. Well, I feel like we're going off on a tangent about Victini. What were you going to ask us?
Is there any teams that are surprising you at the moment that are doing well or not doing as well as you thought be doing at the moment?
I'm impressed by how well Beryl and Angus are doing. Like,
impressed is definitely the word over surprised.
Yeah. I suppose
it's only come into play like really against Juice. Like it basically just dominated Juice, but the rest of the matches it hasn't come into play as much as everyone seems to expect. Like they've got 9 other mons, not just McGinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something that I try to keep. I know I say McGinner things a lot, like, oh yeah, McGinner has like a free time here, but they've really shown that they have a very well-rounded team to really deal with any situation.
Well, I mean, when we were preparing for them, I was stressing a lot about the Mammothwine, but the other 2 Jamies decided to completely ignore everything I was saying. So.
We did, because that's how democracy works.
But yeah, who else is? I can't remember what scores everybody's on. Like, I feel like Not Scald's off to a great start, considering their first 4 weeks were probably the hardest. Like they had the 4 top cuts from last season.
Yeah, they definitely had like a gauntlet to get past.
Yeah, and the fact that they came away from it 3-1 is really impressive.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the Not Scald has my favorite team. Like the S to B picks, I think, are really strong.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I rated them as one of my top 3 teams in the whole draft for that reason. And you actually answered my next question for me. So who do you think has the most interesting team, Keen?
Oh, who do I think has got the most interesting team?
Yeah.
I really like Blue Hornet's team. Like, I think it's really cool. Like, they've got the slow sand mode, they've got the fast psychic mode, and then like, but both sort of, wow, okay, there's not got a fast sand mode, but like they can go slow psychic too.
We stole their fast sand mode.
Yeah, we stole their fast sand mode.
Yeah, that was fun.
But to be fair, they stole Curum from us. But yeah, like I really like their team a lot. Like Mega Steelix is really cool. Like who were they against when they had the Psychic Seed follow me Electivire? I thought that was a really cool thing.
That Electivire was really nice. I did. Really
I was
like
so hyped when they won. I was like, oh my god, come on!
It was really.
But yeah, like I really like their team a lot. It's just a load of cool mons. Who else has got cool mons?
No one else.
No one has cool teams. Apparently.
No one has a cool team.
I mean, like I like our team. I think it's really cool.
Okay, I guess that counts. So,
I think our team is way more subtle than people give it credit for.
Yes,
because a lot of
everybody's just like, oh, the sand mode, and it's like the sand mode was just it was an addition.
Yeah, like I would say like our pick of 10 was one of the more like teams rather than just picking good mons.
Yeah,
we've actually got a good solid team.
I was really skeptical about Flawless's team until we had to try and prepare for it.
Same
like,
with me.
I still don't agree with some of their picks, but like, God, is it hard to prepare?
I really like their Galvantula. Like I completely
the Galvantula. The Galvantula is probably
such a good pick.
The MVP of their team, I'd say, because it's just like, well, you either just fire off accurate funders to begin with, and then set up Trick Room, or you slow their entire team down. Like I didn't think like Sticky Web would be such an important part of their game plan, but like it actually won them week 1, didn't it?
Yes, that was near enough. Not the only reason, but it definitely pushed the stone rolling towards their victory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't agree with the use of any of the other hazards. Really, I feel like they're counterproductive for the most part. But like Sticky Web actually seems to be really handy. Just because it does put your opponent, like they had like it was Juice, wasn't it? They had a lot of mons that would have been able to outspeed and potentially deal with Magirna, but instead, you know, they had to take a hit first.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a really valuable thing to have, especially considering it is for the most part permanent.
Well, no one's really thinking about bringing Rapid Spin or Defog to any of these matches because
I would highly doubt it.
It's just a waste of time.
It is. It's a move slot that you're wasting on something that potentially won't even be there.
Yeah, like I can understand it to an extent against because it's how Shofu and Beryl beat Baz and Aaron in season 1, like Stealth Rock, and like I can see it against them to an extent because obviously like they were so weak to Rock. They had like so many Rock weaknesses. But
we only really have like Volcarona and Aerodactyl now. Like they patched up their Rock weaknesses somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, leading on to that, which team, except from yourself, would win the MBL this year? Do you think?
If we weren't in it,
come second is what you're asking.
Yeah, if you came second, who would you lose to?
Okay.
I mean, the obvious answer is always Dream Ball. But like,
I would put forward Drinking Birds. I think Drinking Birds have a good chance.
They do actually. Yeah, they're 3-1 as well, aren't they?
I really like their team building, like how they're approaching. They've come up with some really cool ideas for mons.
Yeah, like we didn't even consider.
They're both very solid players. So.
Yeah.
But yeah,
T-Man's 7 all 3 internationals, like 7th all 3 internationals.
I'm hoping he comes 7th again.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to be really disappointed if he doesn't. Like, I'll be more disappointed in him if he wins than if he doesn't like get up to 7th. I'll be like, no, you should have forfeit to get 7th.
If he comes 6th.
No, they're pretty good. If we weren't in it, seeing Baz and Aaron win, I guess would be kind of nice because obviously they lost in the finals last time around. I would like to see Not Scald do well too, because they got a raw deal season 1. They kind of had the exact opposite fortune as to what they're having in season 2.
I was very surprised that they came back for season 2 after their first taste.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, well, this time it's not Scald, so
yeah,
Scald doesn't have luck. Not Scald does.
Like, because our game versus them was the only one that they lost that didn't come down to some major hacks, wasn't it? Last season.
Yeah, it was. But like they had no chance for it. Like we just swept through completely.
It's a nice little stat for everybody there. We've 5-0'd Not Scald and Scald, so join Envy in both seasons.
Must be fate.
That is a nice stat.
Yeah.
Let's do the same in Top Cup.
Let's hope so. But yeah, so like I'd like to see them do well.
Sweet.
Just to make up for last season.
Nice. So, is there any Pokemon that's not on your team that you would like on your team, or is there any ones that got sniped from your whole team plan that you had when you was drafting?
I have a couple that I know that I would want, but I'm not going to say them because we're probably going to take them for Top Cut.
That's a good point.
Kyurem was our main snipe.
Yeah.
Like Kyurem was one of our main plans. So we had this plan of 5, going from Blastoise, Victini, Porygon, Serperior, and Kyurem, and then we were going to go from there. But before we could get to it, it got taken from us.
Yeah, I think our original plan was Kyurem, and then we were going to take Tornadus, weren't we?
Yeah, Tornadus was the other B we were going to have.
So we were gonna do what Blue Hunnets did and mine the C tier picks for all the good stuff. But they basically took all the mons that we were gonna want. So like we had Kyurem as our initial like want from C tier. And then we were like, oh, well, maybe we'll go for the Trick Room and we'll have Dual Mega and we'll have Mega Steelix. And then that was their next pick.
Yep.
So yeah, we did get sniped on those two. I can't remember if...
We were going to have Mega Ordino at one point. Because after we went for Sands, we wanted to make sure that we had the 2 flying types that we wanted, Yan Mega and Rotom. And really, we probably could have gone Ordino before Rotom because no one was going to pick that. But we just wanted... Because we thought that was such
the security of Rotom. Yeah.
Yeah. But then not getting Ordino let us get Mr. Mime and Mr.
Well,
Mime.
yeah, because another thing we wanted was Magmortar, wasn't it? And like not getting that meant that we got Mr. Mime, and I think Mr. Mime can do a lot more for us.
So how is it being in a 3-person team? Do you think that gives you an advantage or a disadvantage in the long run? I
mean,
surely an advantage.
Team building wise, it's an advantage, I'd say, because it's like.
We do disagree quite a lot, but then there's someone to mediate that.
Yeah, there's always a neutral party who's like, right, okay, this is what I think about that.
Yeah, so we got someone to help decide the disputes.
The disagreements this season have been a lot more like random, whereas like last season it was always me and Boyd disagreeing, and always Miller was the one that decided basically.
The first time this season when you and Miller disagreed, I was actually quite happy with that because that had never happened, and I got to decide. So that was cool.
But yeah, so like in that regard, it's pretty good. I mean, it does mean that like, you know, sometimes we can be like if we disagree and then like we go like the vote goes to one way, it means that there could be a bit of like annoyance if it didn't end up working and the other thing would have worked.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, has there, except from the Mammoth one, as you said with Team Flawless, has there been any other standout moments where one of you has said something and is like, no, that won't happen, then it does happen?
Not really.
Oh, there was a couple last season.
Yeah.
But the big one was me and Miller choosing Porygon over Rotom, which Keen wanted, and Rotom would have definitely been better. I can't think of any standout
No,
ones.
not really. In games, it's probably a bit more chaotic because there's 3 of us, but especially because like sometimes like when there's a clear thing that one of us wants to do, and then like say the other 2 or like one of the other ones is like not really kind of thought about it, then we can make a decision fairly clearly. But like say we all have a play and all 3 plays are different, then it can be a bit kind of
fairly rare. Like, it's happened a couple
Hectic.
of times.
Yeah.
Like when all three of us want a different play, but all three of us want the different plays. But
yeah, because it basically always ends up coming down to the person pushing the button, and
like not even just the fact that there's three of us. I think it's the fact that it's us three. We balance each other's weaknesses out really well. Like someone else can see something that the others can't.
That, and also like Miller's calcs sometimes aren't amazing.
No, they're not.
And his team prep is somewhat lacking. There is a to all the people wondering like when he's going to mess up one of our mons this season, I'll just say that there is one coming up.
Yeah, he has already messed up.
Yeah,
by a big way.
But no, like he'll obviously have complaints about us too.
I'm sure he would.
Not here, so
exactly.
Yeah. So no, I think it is largely for the best. There are moments where like one less person would be like, you know, less stressful, and it would come down to, I think whenever have we ever timed out? We've nearly timed out before.
Close. Like we've had rushed plays because the time was getting so close. But I don't think we've actually timed out.
Yeah. So like, yeah, like those are the only moments where I think that the free players hurts us. Like when we don't have a plan for what's going on.
Then there's more of a discussion between three people rather than just between two.
Yeah.
So it takes longer to decide.
Yeah.
Sweet. So to end this off with, who is the best Jamie?
Well, I already told you at the beginning.
Yeah, you said it was me. You're like, that was the best Jamie, and I'm Jamie Boyd. And so I was like, oh, thanks, Boyd. That's nice.
Well, should we just look at track records in VGC tournaments? Like, who's the highest placing at Worlds? Who is a regional champion twice?
Right. Well, first of all, if you look at VGC 15, which was the season that all three of us played an equal amount, we're all fairly even. 16, me and Miller were at university, and both hated the format. So I only went to Worlds in 16 because I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to go again. So, because of university, I have to write a dissertation.
Is it because you're so bad you won't qualify again?
Well, no, it's because I don't have, like, look at my 17. I've been to one tournament.
You came second and last. That's a good record.
I was strategically last.
Of course.
And I still got the first place prize.
Like, the actual answer is, like, we all have different strengths. Like, give a definitive answer. There's some things that all of us are better at, and like that we help cover those weaknesses between the three of us.
Yeah, like Boyd's luck really counters my.
Hey, that's not a thing. That's not a thing.
It is a thing. It is a thing.
Not a thing.
I know London, where you get what, frozen 3 times. I don't think that's a thing.
I got frozen twice in one match, and I still won in London.
Yeah, well, mine was more game deciding.
Forgot about being frozen in London.
Yeah. It does, and everyone says there's such a thing as Boyd luck, but there is not.
There is definitely a thing called Boyd luck. It's maybe died down a little bit now, but like there definitely is, or definitely was at least. But
What's not?
But no, I wouldn't say there's a best, unless it was me.
Well, then he's not saying anything. There isn't a best. Like, yeah.
Thank you guys for joining me today. If you want to see another one of these at the end of the season, or if we do have another break, let me know down in the comments. And apart from that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again later. Bye.